and welcome to Tuff team. I'm here with Ethan, one of the growth marketers at Tuff. Ethan, it's good to see you.
Good to see you. Happy to be talking with you.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. You've joined our team last October, right? September, October?
I think it was September.
Last September, and we're already off to a great start. Quickly become one of my favorite people to work with. So I guess since you joined the team, you also moved to Colorado.
Yes.
You're in Steamboat Springs, right?
Yes, that's correct.
How's it been? What's it like? How's that transition been?
It's good. I mean, this is actually my second stint in Colorado. So I moved out to Boulder right after I graduated college, and then almost immediately ran out of money and moved up to Vail, where I was teaching skiing for a couple of years. And I think what I decided when I was living there is that, like, okay, I don't want to do this forever, but I need to live in ski towns for the foreseeable future. So from there, moved to Oregon for 5 years, and now I'm back in Steamboat. But the important thing is, like, I could ski theoretically every day. I can mountain bike every day. And for that, Steamboat is incredible because we've got like a world-class ski resort 10 minutes down the road. There's amazing mountain biking 5 minutes from my house. So it's been great. Tiny little town, but it's really fun.
Such a cool town too. I feel like it has like a lot of character,
Yeah.
Where like Vail is like, it's kind of like rich and snobby. And Vail's nice, don't get me wrong, but like Steamboat's its own thing.
Yeah, it has like a little bit of its cowboy roots still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It totally does. I think talking about character, not cowboyish, but your background has a lot of character. There's a lot of you back there, a lot of artwork, a lot of knickknacks, a Seinfeld Lego set, I believe.
Yes.
Walk me through some of those. What are some of your favorite items you got on display back there?
Seinfeld Lego set's definitely a favorite. But those soccer balls that you see, one of them is an Arsenal ball, which is our favorite team. And the other one is an Ajax ball from Amsterdam. And I actually got the Arsenal ball at the stadium in London. And the Ajax one I got from my time in Amsterdam. I went there for like a month while I was in college. So those are really special. This picture is of the Three Sisters in Oregon, Central Oregon, really close to where I lived in Bend. There's actually a story behind how I got that. I was doing an early morning hike with Monica, and we were driving back down like this forest road to go back into town. And we came across this dirt biker who had crashed his dirt bike. He was not doing well. And there was a couple there already stopped. They were trying to load this guy's bike up onto their like dinky little bike rack they had on the back of their Subaru Outback. And I was like, if you guys do this, it's going to just snap off and you're not going to make it into town. And meanwhile, this dude is like concussed, like his collarbone's broken. He's not doing well. So we managed to somehow like get his bike up into the back of my truck. And we drove his bike down into town. The other couple took him to the hospital. And then 2 days later, he shows up at our doorstep with like this picture as a gift, a thank you for rescuing his dirt bike.
That's amazing. That's
like, yeah, so it's like one of our favorite places, and also like has a fun little story behind it.
Yeah, that is awesome. That is incredible. I was planning on segueing to, I had no idea you're an Arsenal fan as well, and that's a much better story. Yeah, that's incredible. So one of the things at Tuff, as a growth marketing agency, is you come from just a digital marketing background. That transition to growth marketing as opposed to just like digital marketing. How's it been? Like, what's your experience been with that?
I think the biggest thing I've learned is like scaling is really hard. Back at my first agency that I worked at, a lot of the clients that we got in the door didn't have that growth mindset. So it was like, sure, we're doing some other marketing efforts. Digital marketing is a box that we're looking to check. And here's the budget. It's going to stay that for the entirety of our contract. And we're not interested in like growing this as part of our business. When I moved to the second agency I worked at, the one I worked at before Tuff, a lot more of the clients had that growth mindset. So I had to learn like, how do you scale budgets? How do you do so effectively? Like, which channels can you be more aggressive on? Which ones do you need to be a little bit more conservative on? And I just learned like how difficult that can be and how much you can really screw up if you're trying to scale up budgets too quickly, or if you don't do it the right way. And also like how much of an effect that can have on a business's bottom line. Like it's such a huge opportunity that, I mean, from my first job in advertising, like businesses weren't taking advantage of. And like the tools have stayed the same that I'm using, but how I use them has changed a lot. And yeah, I mean, one, be careful when you're scaling because you don't want to jack too much stuff up. But two, like the impact that can have on a business and like to unlock kind of that next level of growth, if you can do it in the right way, is huge. It's pretty awesome.
I think that's so interesting. You had mentioned like how difficult it is to scale. One of your first blog posts at Tuff was like this framework for horizontally and vertically scaling. And that was a huge unlock for me too. It's like that I had never heard it described in such a way. And like this framework has been like super tremendous for like my partners as well. So like from an outsider's perspective, I think that you do a tremendous job there, and it's really helped me become a better growth marketer as well.
Yeah, that was something that I picked up at my last agency. That's how it was described, like the different types of scaling. And I mean, you know, just as well as anyone that there's kind of a limit for some of our channels. Like you can only scale up so much, and then clients still want to keep expanding and like spending more and seeing more results. So it kind of just makes sense to go outwards. I think when you can like frame it like that, it just clicks a whole lot easier.
Yeah, that language was super powerful for helping create like a good framework. I want to end on a fun question, and that's that you are a resident homemade pizza connoisseur. You have the pizza oven. I've seen the pictures, not only from your first go around, the other ones too that have been significantly more successful. What's your go-to these days? Like, how do you, what types of pizzas are you making? How often are you doing it? What have you learned?
I'm honored that you call me our resident pizza connoisseur.
I'm coming for you, but yeah, I mean.
Oh, please. I know that there's like probably 4 or 5 of us that are making homemade pies. I just have the fanciest tool. As far as like what I'm into these days, I made one recently that was sopressata, roasted garlic, mushrooms, and basil.
Ooh,
which was such a good combination. But I'm like really particular about ingredients, and I like find a specific ingredient. I always stick with it. Like I always get King Arthur bread flour if I'm making dough. I always try to find the San Marzano tomatoes for making sauce.
Sure.
And that like sauce recipe doesn't really change. Like it's always garlic, shallots, olive oil, spices, and tomatoes. But yeah, I've been trying to do a little bit more with ingredients because I feel like finally I can get pizzas out of that oven without completely lighting them on fire. So now it's time to start experimenting a little bit. But yeah, that combination is really good. Roasted garlic on everything, always. But yeah, I want to get like a Tuff pizza off. I know we've been talking about it, but now we've got our retreat plan. Maybe I'll just bring the pizza up and carry on.
Yeah, I think we should have, we did a cooking class at our last retreat, and I think if we find like a pizza cooking class this time, that would be, man. I think it would get dangerous real quick.
That would be excellent.
Thank you so much for your time, Ethan. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate all you do for Tuff. You're one of my favorite people to work with. So thanks again.
Thank you. Always love talking to you.